Triggers happen to all of us. Whether it's a heated conversation, an unexpected setback, or something that reopens an old wound, being triggered can pull us out of alignment in an instant. But staying neutral in those moments isn't just possible, it's a skill you can develop with practice and the right tools. In this video, I'm going to show you how to stay neutral even when you're triggered. These aren't abstract ideas or unrealistic tips. These are grounded, practical steps you can apply in real life. Number 1. Recognize the trigger without judging it. The first step to staying neutral is simple but powerful. Recognize when you're triggered. When you feel that emotional charge rising, pause and name it. Say to yourself, "I'm feeling anger," or "I'm feeling overwhelmed." The goal is to acknowledge the emotion without attaching a story to it. Don't judge yourself for being triggered. This is a natural response. The moment you recognize what's happening, you take the first step toward reclaiming your power. Number 2. Pause before you react. Triggers often create a sense of urgency, making us feel like we need to react immediately. But the truth is, you rarely need to respond right away. Take a deep breath or several. Slow your breathing to calm your nervous system. If possible, step away from the situation, even if just for a moment. Excuse yourself to get a drink of water or take a walk. Pausing gives you space to ground yourself before the trigger takes over. Number 3. Focus on your body. When you're triggered, your body often reacts before your mind does. Your heart races, your muscles tense, your chest feels tight. Bringing your awareness to your body can help ground you. Try this. Place your hand on your heart or your stomach and take 3 deep breaths. Feel your feet on the ground. If you're really overwhelmed, try a grounding technique like naming 5 things you can see, 4 you can touch, 3 you can hear, 2 you can smell, and 1 you can taste. Focusing on your physical sensations helps you stay present, rather than spiraling into the emotion. Number 4. Question the story. Triggers often come with a story, an internal narrative that makes the situation feel worse. It might sound like "they don't respect me," or "I'm always getting this wrong." Ask yourself, is this true? Or is this just my perspective right now? Look for evidence that challenges the story. What else could be true in this moment? By questioning the story, you can begin to separate the emotion from the reality of the situation. Number 5. Use neutral language. When you're triggered, the way you talk to yourself matters. Avoid language that escalates the situation like "this is terrible" or "I can't handle this." Instead, use neutral or calming phrases like, "This is just a moment. It will pass." Remind yourself, "I've been through challenges before, and I can handle this too." Your words have power. Use them to bring yourself back to center. Number 6. Shift your focus to the present moment. Triggers often pull us into the past or project us into the future. Staying neutral means staying in the now. Ask yourself, what is actually happening in this moment? Not what happened before, not what you're afraid might happen next, just this moment. Focus on something simple and grounding, like the rhythm of your breath or the feeling of the air around you. The present moment is always neutral. Coming back to it can help you release the charge of the trigger. Number 7. Practice self-compassion. One of the most important parts of staying neutral is being kind to yourself. Remind yourself that being triggered doesn't make you weak or flawed. It makes you human. Instead of criticizing yourself for the emotion, thank yourself for noticing it and working through it. Self-compassion helps you stay centered, even when you feel off balance. Number 8. Know when to address the trigger. Staying neutral doesn't mean ignoring the issue. Once you're calm, ask yourself, what action, if any, needs to be taken? If the trigger came from someone else, is a conversation needed? Can you set a boundary or express your feelings in a healthy way? If it's an internal trigger, what can you do to work through it? Journaling, meditation, or seeking support from a coach or therapist. Neutrality is about responding with clarity, not reacting with emotion. Triggers don't have to control you. By recognizing them, pausing, grounding yourself, and questioning the story, you can stay neutral even in the most challenging moments. This isn't about being perfect or never feeling emotions. It's about learning to navigate them with grace and self-awareness. So the next time you feel triggered, remember, you have the power to pause, breathe, and choose neutrality. What are your go-to strategies for staying neutral? Share your tips in the comments. I'd love to hear what works for you. And as always, shift your frequency, shift your reality. With Quantum Vibes,